Peace and blessings. Welcome back to Child of Oshun. I am Keisha, and I'm here today. I'm starting a new series on how to parent the different zodiac signs. And I'm starting this series just so you have an understanding of, when you are acting on your own personality and your own interest, it may conflict with your child's. You might be a water sign and you might have a child who's an earth sign or a fire sign. And sometimes as our kids get older, we tend to maybe not understand them or not really comprehend what their particular goals are and what their desires are because we may be focused on what we want for them, right? So, one of the important aspects of knowing your horoscope, knowing about astrology, knowing about how to interpret birth charts or why it's important to have your own chart done is to understand the path that you're on. And we can also look at our children and have a better understanding of the path that they're on as individuals, right? I am a mother, and I had to come to the realization that my child is not interested in the things that I'm interested in. They have their own personalities, their own thoughts, their own desires, their own dreams, their own goals that may not necessarily be aligned with what we want, right? So I'm starting this series. I'm going to start with Aries today. So we're going to look at Aries first. And keep in mind that even though your sun sign might be Aries or your child's might be Aries, the moon sign and the ascendant sign are just as important as the sun sign, right? They inform the personality and they inform how we go about our lives and daily activities and how we are perceived and how we perceive ourselves, right? So we look at the sun sign, the ascendant, and the moon sign, right? So I'm going to talk about Aries. These are children who are born between March 21st and April 20th, okay? Aries is a fire sign. Fire. What does that mean? It means aggression, leadership, right? The ruler of Aries is Mars, okay? And Aries is also the god of war. So think about what you know about Aries and the god of war from mythology, right? So this is the aggression. The first response to situations may be anger, right? Or indignation, or a very strong sense of what they're going to do and what they're not going to do, right? These people have a very determined mind. And you may see this in your child, right? You may notice that their first response is, anger. It's not good to repress anger, no matter what our age, because then it leads to, destruction of the self-esteem. So we have to have a creative outlet or an outlet to let that energy out, right? So these people have a lot of energy. The Aries child is usually extroverted and they can be very creative. Okay? They often identify with males because Aries is a masculine energy. So you may have a daughter who's an Aries who is a tomboy, or she prefers to hang out with other boys, especially as they move into puberty. They may be avoiding catty, gossipy girl stuff, because they prefer to be around males. They also often identify with their daddies if it's a girl, right? Aries is a masculine sign, all right? If you have a little girl, she may resent some parts of herself that are feminine, or she may start to cover herself up, once she starts to develop and get into puberty, right? Certain discomfort with being sexy or, being girly, right? The psychology of Aries is to put themselves first. And most children do this anyway before they get to school. However, with the Aries personality, they put themselves first even as they move into adulthood, right? It's a sense of selfishness, right? So the Aries must learn patience, patience, and learn how to be a little more empathetic to the feelings and needs of others, okay? This is a childlike thinking, okay? The selfishness may be more apparent if they have Aries on the ascendant, all right? So looking at my notes, all right? The Aries child will use their energy in leadership roles, especially in school. So this is a child who may run for class president or be the lead on the cheerleading team or the lead on the football team, things like that. They like to be first, you know, can be competitive. They may often appear frustrated or angry as they get into middle school and high school, things like that. They are often interested in sports and physical activities. They have a great deal of energy and enthusiasm to get out there and get things going. They can be the initiator of situations. And this is a good leadership quality that you want to see, you know, in your child, right? Parents of an Aries child must be careful about spending a lot of money on expensive sports activities or sports equipment, because the Aries child may show interest in it today and then toss it out next week. So they jump from, you know, one interest to the next, or they get bored easily with one thing and then they're on to the next thing, right? So be careful about, you know, how you spend your money on their interest and their activities. The Aries child lacks patience and possibly attention span. If they fall behind in school, all it takes is one failing grade for them to turn it around, or they may look around at their peers and see that their peers are moving forward or getting better grades than them, and then they'll kind of get it together and get back to their studies, right? Okay, the Aryan child has a mind of their own, a strong and determined mind. They don't like restrictions. If you are laying down the rules, laying down the expectations, this is the type of child that you have to give them a justified explanation as to why this needs to be done. Like, it has to make sense to them in their mind before they decide to follow your rules, okay? The Aries parent must be careful of not enforcing their interests and their sports activities and things like that onto their children. You know, so be careful of dragging them to events and things that you have interest in, and they may have no interest in it at all, right? However, the Aryan parent is usually very supportive of their children, but try not to overwhelm them with back-to-back activities, all right? So that is my message for you. If you are new to the channel, I am here on the regular, posting videos for all the zodiac signs. I do the tarot readings, divination for all the zodiac signs for adults, and I will continue the series regarding the zodiac children. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe so you get notifications of the new videos. I wish you well, I wish you peace, and thank you for joining me. Peace.